Supermarket supposedly appeared in the American landscape 1946. Until then, where was all the food? Dear folks, the food was in homes, gardens, local fields and forests. It was near kitchens, near tables, near bedsides. The food was in the pantry, the cellar, the backyard. Joel Salatin. Gardening gets you outside, creating food that you can eat, while having connection to nature. The first evidence of farming was 12,000 years ago. This is a long time ago, seeing as though humans have only had written language for 6,000 years. We have had all this time to realize the importance of growing food for yourselves, but it still hasn't caught it on yet. There are many things that affect our planet in harmful ways. One of them is gardening. Techniques such as slashing and burning, monoculture farming, pesticides and fertilizers all contribute to harming our planet. A monoculture is when farms plant one crop for acres and for multiple years straight. Ecosystems have massive losses of wildlife and plant biodiversity because of this. Monoculture depletes soil nutrition and fertility because the soil gets reused over and over again. Conflict farming, such as slashing and burning, is also a massive industry. Cutting down biodiverse environments and turning them into a monoculture of crops. I come to green school every day. We're surrounded by gardens. I watch the gardeners tend to the gardens all day, every day. And even though we attend gardening classes, we're still unable to help with the gardening full time. This is unfortunate. Growing should be a big part of our lives. But how can I say this when I haven't even grown food for myself? At this point, I felt keen, curious, and I'm always hungry. I decided to have a chat with Pup Wyanbona, who is the guardian of our gardens. He told me that gardening could be achieved by all, even me. First, I had to do some research. I learned about permaculture. Permaculture is an agricultural ecosystem designed to be self-sufficient. Permaculture is becoming a bigger idea and a reality, and is much more beneficial for our planet than monocultures. I decided to implement a few permaculture designs into my garden. First, I had to find a plot of land which I could grow food on. And then, I had to figure out what I was going to grow and how to grow. I decided to grow lettuce, kale, beetroot, corn, long beans, okra, cassava, spinach, and chilies. Yeah. I did this in a relatively small area because I wanted to be as efficient as possible with my space. So, I grabbed a shovel. I started to mix up the soil to aerate the soil, to de-root existing weeds, and to bring moisture and nutrients to the surface. I decided to use a circular design in my garden because it's nice to look at, but also I can grow different plants close together and have them work together in unison. For example, my chili plants help protect my other plants from other pests and insects. Taller plants from around the garden help provide shade for the shade-loving ones, and flowers around my garden help attract pollinators. All of the plants were grown close enough together that they could easily be harvested for curry or salads. Finally, I added dried alung to each garden bed to help retain moisture in the soil, protect against wind damage, and with pest control too. A couple months later, I was ready to harvest. I took home lettuce, spinach, kale, long beans, okra, and chilies. When I took them home, my mom was super surprised. We ended up cooking a super delicious meal out of it. The garden grew well, and I can actually say that I grew my own food. Getting outside and working on my garden is really fun. Gardening creates a connection to nature that nothing else can. Some days it can be really hot and even tiring, but it's hard not to love life while you're doing it. Working in the garden with the sun on your back, enjoying the sights and smells of the different flowers and plants, really gets your endorphins going and brings out positive feelings of vitality, accomplishment, and gratitude. I highly recommend growing your own food or gardening for pleasure. With the confidence I gained in this project, I feel motivated to continue growing food and showing others how easy it can be, especially here in Bali. I not also want to teach people how to grow food, but I want to teach people about sustainable gardening, increasing biodiversity, being creative, and having fun in nature. I would like to thank Ibu Indra and Pat Weinberner for helping the biggest rookie tend to a garden and showing me the gardener ways. I would also like to thank my quest teachers, Ibu Nicola and Ibu Jackie. I would like to thank you guys for listening so well. Thank you.